Another top story we're following here at 10 now. An ex-Missouri State University professor accused of murdering his retired colleague has been deemed mentally unfit to stand trial. Perhaps you recall back in 2016, Edward Gutting allegedly broke into the home of retired Professor Marc Cooper, stabbing him to death and injuring his wife. Color 10's Jesse Inman spoke with Gutting's defense attorney today on what went into this decision. Jesse.
Well, yeah, David, Gutting's attorney, Dee Wampler, says that they haven't been able to nail down an exact motive, and for now, the trial will be suspended based on Gutting's schizophrenia.
This was a bizarre, schizophrenic type act.
That is how Edward Gutting's attorney, Dee Wampler, described what took place in August of 2016, when Gutting was accused of stabbing Marc Cooper to death at his home in the 600 block of University Street. But before Gutting is tried for Cooper's murder, a question needed to be answered.
Now, a couple of years later, is he able to aid counsel in his own defense if we go to trial?
Today, that answer was deemed to be no, after Greene County Judge Thomas Mountjoy ruled that Gutting is not able to stand trial based on his mental state, after evaluation by multiple doctors.
Whether or not he was crazy at the time, back in August of 16, has yet to be answered.
That question can only be answered after Gutting receives treatment for his schizophrenia, which Wampler says has worsened since the night of the alleged crime.
He is schizophrenic right now. He needs therapy, he needs treatment, he needs medication.
For that, he will be in the hands of the Department of Mental Health in an attempt to restore him to competence so he can stand trial. We spoke to attorney Adam Woody, who is unaffiliated with this case, and he explains that process.
They will evaluate him, work with him, continue doing tests with him for a minimum of 6 months, and they will then report to the court to tell the court whether they believe that he would be able to be restored to competency.
At that point, he may be able to stand trial, but if they deem he is not capable of doing so,
then he will stay in Department of Mental Health custody, but for all intents and purposes, the case would be dismissed.
Now, today's ruling does not mean that Gutting is off the hook. If his mental health is restored, he can stand trial. Then Wampler and the rest of Gutting's defense could plead insanity on his behalf. But Adam Woody, who you also heard from there, told me that that's generally a tough sell to a jury.
A lot more to come on this story. We're going to be following it for sure. Jesse, thanks.